Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. On this last video of 2022, I'm reviewing the Dreamer Trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater. The books are called Down the Hawk, Mr. Impossible and Greywaren. This is a very special trilogy for me, and I was so excited to read every single book. I've been a huge fan from the Raven Cycle series for years, and when Maggie announced a new trilogy focused on Ronan and the Dreamers universe, I was overjoyed. The Dreamers walk among us, and so do the dreamed. Those who dream cannot stop dreaming, they can only try to control it, and those who are dreamed cannot have their own lives. They will sleep forever if their dreamers die. And then there are those who are drawn to the dreamers, to use them and to trap them, to kill them before their dreams destroy us all. Ronan Lynch is a dreamer. He can pull both curiosities and catastrophes out of his dreams and into his compromised reality. Jordan Hennessy is a thief. The closer she comes to the dream object she is after, the more inextricably she becomes tied to it. And Carmen Farrah Lane is a hunter. Her brother was a dreamer and a killer, and she has seen what dreaming can do to a person. And she has seen the damage that dreamers can do, but that is nothing compared to the destruction that is about to be unleashed into the world. If the series The Raven Cycle was so cool, this one is completely brilliant. It's so complex and so focused on the Dreamer's universe that you really get a few answers about Ronan. But things aren't super simple because every Dreamer is different and has their own place in the history of the world. So it was very interesting to read all these complex characters deal with it. For example, Ronan and his own sense of duty and trying to understand more about himself, but also feeling like he needed help because his own health was taking a toll. He distanced himself of the people that he loved because he was afraid of it. And Jordan, completely lost in her own life and in her dreams of creating versions of herself and of replicating beautiful and iconic works of art, while trying to maintain a relationship with Hennessy, her closest dream. I think that in Carmen's case, there was so much growth because she went through so many things that really help her make dreamers see dreamers in a different and dark light in her past. But I was so glad that, especially in these last two books, we see her realize that things weren't as she was told, and she started to trust herself to even help Ronan and Jordan. For me, this book was so special due to the focus on the Lynch brothers. We knew from the Raven Cycle that the relationship between these three, Ronan, Declan, and Matthew, was a mess. But this trilogy made us see them in a new light and understand them. Their own actions that led them to where they were, and even we see each of them go on their own journeys to find their own stories. Of course, by the end of it, they found their way back to each other because they are family and they will always do everything they can to protect each other. Also, I can't stress enough how important to see Declan in a new light it was for us as an audience, because we finally learned more about him and all his decisions from his own past that lead to him saving and protecting his family. He went through a lot since he was a child, so it was amazing that he kind of got a redemption arc for his character with Nancy by the end of the book. That whole relationship was so lovely and so them. When the trilogy was announced and we knew it would be more focused on Ronan, I really thought that we would get a lot more about his own relationship with Adam. And even though we got some sweet, heartbreaking, immature moments between them, the focus wasn't on them. I was a bit disappointed at first, I gotta be honest, because I love those two together. But after reading the whole trilogy, I believe that was super needed to have the story like this. Their relationship needed to get a little rocky, to be 100% solid. And the moments together weren't a lot, but what we got was so worth it, especially in the last book. Those scenes were so raw and emotional and really proved that they were real soulmates and that they had to choose each other for it to work. Due to some unfortunate online abuse, we already know that Maggie won't write more books in the immediate future in this universe. So, of course, a few questions weren't still answered after the trilogy, but that's okay. We can deal with it and we can create our own versions of it. Finally, a big shout out to all my friends that not only made me read this series in the first place, but also I've been reading them along with me and discussing it all. It has been so important for me to discuss and see all the theories that we have together. So, as always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings and a Happy New Year!